Sitting at the table under the pergola, Aislinn sat and observed everyone that had come into her life recently, looking over at Jas, the brave little dragon, that if it were not for him, they all would have died. Then there was Jewel, the little pixie. She smiled and shook her head. She watched her flutter up and down in the middle of the table. Coda, one of the mighty dragon guardians. He had such sad eyes. The guilt must weigh on him over Xanderly. Oh, and we cannot forget Anton. Aislinn studied him. She liked how his eyes lit up when he was joking around with the other guardians, or how his face took on a dark look when Temperance and Aislinn were about to do something he did not feel comfortable with. He must have felt her eyes on him. He turned his head slowly and looked at her. She swore his eyes could see right into her soul. Aislinn could not handle the intense look he was giving her, so she looked away quickly and settled on Temperance. Temperance is beautiful, smart, brave, everything Aislinn wished she could be. As Aislinn sat and watched as her sister interacted with Zeke, her soulmate, who would have thought that she would find her mate for life so soon? Aislinn's heart yearned for what Temperance had found with Zeke, the way they look at each other, like there is no one else on earth. Aislinn? Hello, come back from Daydreamland, said Jewel, waving her hands frantically in front of her face. Coming out of a daze, Aislinn blinked. What? Princess, are you even listening? Asked Jewel, landing in front of her with her hands on her hips. With cheeks turning pink from embarrassment from being caught daydreaming, she shook her head. Sorry, Jewel, I was caught up in my own thoughts. Flying up, she kissed Aislinn's cheek. It is okay. I know all of this is a lot to take in. Waving her hand at the table, with a look of concern on her face. Hey, Ace, you all right? Do you need a time out to collect your thoughts? Asked Temperance. With a shake of her head, No, Tempe, I'm good. Let us figure out how to get our sister, then save our aunt. Okay, let us work this out. Jewel, where did you say our Xanderly was again? Asked Temperance. Flying to the center of the table, she landed on top of a bowl full of fruit. She is in Athens, Greece. Well, that's a little bit of a pickle, said Aislinn. All at once everyone turned and looked at her. Scratching his head, Anton leaned over and asked, What does that mean? Forgetting the only one that would know what she was talking about would be Temperance, so she explained to everyone. It means that it is a little bit of a problem. Not quite understanding, why would that be a problem? We will just go there, said Anton. Rolling her eyes, she looked up and walked around the table and placed her hands on Temperance's shoulders. Because my sister is uncomfortable about flying, and that is the only way we will get there. Reaching up, she laid her hand on Aislinn's. Thanks, sis, but we will be on an airplane. I should be okay. I am telling you now, we are not flying Air Dragon. Giving her shoulders a squeeze. That's all fine. I am sure we have our passports, but the rest don't. And how do you suggest we get 4 dragons and a pixie on a plane? If the guys freak out and shift, we will crash. If Jas or Jewel shift, it will give the people on the plane a show and upset the balance. Anton spoke up. I have a suggestion. All eyes were on him now. What if we fly like we did to come here? That way Temperance would feel a little more comfortable. While everyone was debating on the pros and cons of flying both ways, the tiny pixie grew terribly upset. No one would listen to her. Finally, she was so mad she felt as if she were on fire. She felt the fire grow from within her stomach. Not noticing, wherever she was stomping, she was leaving fiery footprints behind her. What is burning? Asked Aislinn. Looking down, she saw the stomping pixie, tapping her sister. What's up, Ace? Taking her hand and turning her sister's head toward Jewel, everyone stopped moving. The little pixie was stomping around and complaining. Go help the girls, his note said. You will be doing a great service, he said. But how can I help if no one listens to me? When she stomped both of her feet, flames engulfed her, and then she was gone.